Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. In last weekend's meeting between Presidents Barack Obama and Xi Jinping, the two leaders agreed explicitly that the Korean peninsula should be free of nuclear weapons. China has been supporting the North Korean regime for years with food and fuel, and it seemed pressure from China was starting to make a difference in Pyongyang to bring some stability to the peninsula and rejoin the six-party talks. Last Sunday, officials from the North and South met and agreed to hold high-level talks that were to start today. Those were canceled on Tuesday following a disagreement over who would lead the respective delegations. In addition to canceling the talks, North Korea launched 3 short-range missiles on Saturday, Xi Jinping's last day in America, in what some read as a petulant response by Kim Jong-un to not getting what he wants. The two presidents reached what Xi Jinping called an important consensus on the Korean issue, and as Jonathan Pollock of the Brookings Institution said, North Korea's actions have enabled the most candid and realistic discussion between Washington and Beijing ever. The talks between the North and South were meant to be the first high-level talks between the rivals in 6 years, and had been seen as an opportunity to improve relations after months of military tensions and threats of nuclear war. Pyongyang unilaterally made the decision after it objected to Seoul's move to name a vice minister to head its negotiating team, but North Korea said that talks would not take place unless the South sent a minister-level official. Some analysts had suggested the North was just paying lip service to the idea of talks to coincide with the weekend summit between Obama and Xi Jinping. Although there had been no real expectations of a substantive breakthrough at the talks, the fact they were happening at all had been taken as a positive sign. On the proposed agenda was the resumption of 2 suspended commercial projects, including the Kaesong joint industrial complex, which the North shut down in April as the recent crisis peaked. Kaesong, seen as a symbol of North-South cooperation, had run successfully for more than 8 years. It is a key source of revenue for the North and the biggest contributor to inter-Korean trade. About 53,000 North Korean workers are employed at the factory complex by more than 120 South Korean factories. But Pyongyang withdrew its workers from Kaesong in April, apparently angered by tightened UN sanctions after its February 12th nuclear test and annual South Korea-U.S. military drills. The factory park has produced more than $2 billion of goods since opening in 2005. North Korea generates $100 million in annual profits at Kaesong, while South Korea makes about quadruple that amount. North Korea sent a special envoy to Beijing a few weeks ago to try and repair relations, but Beijing insisted on resuming nuclear disarmament talks and to do more for its people. Outgoing U.S. National Security Advisor Tom Donilon said China has taken a number of steps in recent months to send a clear message to North Korea, including through enhanced enforcement of sanctions and through public statements by the senior leadership in China. Lee Jung-hoon, a professor of international relations at Yonsei University in Seoul, said North Korea is forced to come to the negotiation table as China is increasingly distancing itself from Pyongyang. China values stability on its doorstep more than anything else and would not like to see North Korea collapse, which would likely entail huge numbers of refugees coming over the border and the U.S. military that much closer. But Beijing also wants Pyongyang to follow its path with economic development so everyone can do business in relative peace. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. Stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in economic insight.